Hello and welcome to Sports Hub. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, I'm so excited that we are back on Sports Hub. We are coming to you live from Mass Media Complex in Lusaka. Last week we missed because we were observing the national mourning following the loss of fourth Republican President Rupia Banda, who died on March 11 and was put to rest on Friday, March 18. He was aged 85. He loved sports so much, especially football. There in the picture you can see him talking to Fashion Sakala there and other players. So he was the first man to form a soccer fan board called Bola Bola. We were also together in Gabon 10 years ago when Zambia won AFCON. We can't also forget Chiparamba Youth Soccer Academy, where he was chairman, and Chiparamba has produced so many players like Given Singuluma and all that, Rapson Mucherengang and many more players that have been produced from Chiparamba. So we can only say may his soul rest in peace. We really miss him in the sports fraternity. Feel free to participate on the program by calling +260 211 30 25 30 25. So 0211 25 30 25 or 211 0211 25 08 43. Or you can also send a WhatsApp message on 0955 20 29 04 or 0973 30 0973 43 38 08 0973 433 802. If you are a social media freak, send us your comments and contributions to Sports Hub Facebook page or Modern Sinkala Sports. So today I'm hosting Polocrosse player and also a futsal player. So stay with us because I'll introduce them shortly. In terms of how much you know your sportsmen and women segment, I received one response. Actually two responses, one correct one and one wrong one. So let's see who these people are. We received communication from Evans Njov from Lusaka, who says it's Debbie Makinka. Well, are you sure? Well, unfortunately, Evans Njov of Lusaka, you got it wrong. Let's see another one, Muelwa Mumbi from USA. He says, Alex Chola. Well, very much spot on. Yes, you are correct. That answer was right. So, congratulations to the right answer. Congratulations to Muelwa Mumbi of USA for the right answer. So, Alex Chola was born on June 6, 1956 in Lubumbashi, Zaire, now called Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, where his parents had gone to work. Nicknamed Computer. Actually, it's the original computer. Now we have Enoch Mwepu as the computer, but this one is the original computer. He made a mark as a footballer at Mufulira, Blackpool and Power Dynamos before becoming Dynamos coach and winning the Coach of the Year award in 1992. He was also voted Zambian Footballer of the Year in 1976. Chola is regarded as one of the greatest Zambian footballers in history and is the country's second highest goal scorer after Godfrey Chitalu. Chola died as an assistant coach for the Zambia National Futsal Team, and that was in 1993 alongside the entire football team off the coast of Gabon on April 28, 1993. May his soul continue. So April 28, 1993. So you remember, so the commemoration will be coming next month. So from now until the 28th, we'll be bringing you different footballers who were on that plane. So we see whether you'll be managing to identifying them. So I've given you a tip, at least it's from within those players who died in 1993. And may their souls continue resting in peace. So how about this one? Can you manage to identify him? If you do, you can call us on 0211 25 30 25 or 0211 25 08 43. You can also send us a WhatsApp message on 0955 20 29 04. So who is that sportsman on your screen? Can you manage to identify him? If you do, yes, you know the numbers. 0955 20 29 04 on WhatsApp and also 0973 433 802. Yes, so on Facebook, send us your comments on or contributions to Sports Hub Facebook page or Modern Sinkala Sports. Who is that one? Who are the geniuses? Who were there that time? So send me those contributions. I'll be waiting. The phone lines are open. So, but before I introduce my guest in the studio, let's look at what happened over the weekend in football CAF Confederation Cup. It was Zanaco 1, CS Sfaxien 0. CS Sfaxien are from Tunisia. Al Tripoli of Libya 1, Pyramids 0. Al Mazri 2, Cotton Sport 0. Al Ittihad 3, Royal Leopards 2. Otoho Dioyo 2, TP Mazembe of Congo DR, where Calabar plays 2. USGN 2, RS Berkane of Morocco 2. ASEC Mimosas of Ivory Coast 3. Simba of Tanzania, where Cletus Chama plays 0. Saura 0. Orlando Pirates of South Africa 2. So these were the results. Congratulations to Zanaco. At least they picked their first win, but the win means nothing because they're out of the competition, so they're just fulfilling fixtures. But it's better that at least they've picked their first 3 points. In the MTN Super League, Week 28 results on Saturday, it was Chambishi 2, Butekon 1, goal scored by Innocent Kashita and Andy Boyele for Chambishi and Ronald Olaki for Butekon. In the N1, Forest Rangers 0, Clement Mulenga scored for Inden in the 41st minute. Cabo Warriors 1, Power Dynamos 0, Trezor Ndaya scored in the 74th minute. Kansanshi Dynamos 0, Green Eagles 0, Red Arrows 1, Lusaka Dynamos 0, Ricky Banda scoring in the 22nd minute. Red Arrows can't stop winning. On Sunday, it was Kafue Celtic 3, Nkwazi 1, Green Buffaloes 1, and Nkana 1. So these were the results for Sunday. Let's see how they're standing on the table now. Red Arrows, unstoppable, still topping. They have 55 points from 27 games, followed by Zesco United, who have 47 points from 26 games. Green Eagles, 27 games, 47 points. Nkana, 27 games, 41 points. Let's look at the second tier, which is the FAS Eden University National Division 1 League. On Saturday, it was City of Lusaka 1, Nchanga Rangers 0. Anos Tembo scoring for Nchanga Rangers. This game was played at Woodlands Stadium. Luapula Green Eagles 0, FC Muza 1, Bobo Angwenga scoring for Muza. Napsa Stars 0, Jumulo 0, Police College 2, Mufliza Wanderers 0, Nesto Mwilambwe and Kiyombo Muyumba scoring for Police College. It was a surprise victory for Police College. Zesco Malaiti Rangers 1, Kaisa 0, Drason Piri scoring for Zesco Malaiti Rangers. Goms 1, Quattro Kalumbila 0, Makulungu Sinyangwe scoring for Goms. Actually, this game was abandoned on Saturday in the 70th minute due to bad weather and was finished the following day. So it was 0-0 when it was abandoned in the 70th minute. Then the following day, Goms managed to score. Then on Sunday, it was Quito United 1, Livingston Pirates 0, Young Buffaloes 1, Trident 2, Young Green Eagles 0, Lumwana Radiance 0. This game was live on TV3. As you know, TV3, that's what we are known for. Eden University National Division 1 League is ours. So let's see how they are standing on the table. FC Muza are still on top with 53 points. But Lumwana Radiance are slowly closing in because now they've been given the 3 points. Kaisa failed to travel to Lumwana, and today we saw FAS releasing the verdict by the FAS disciplinary committee. So they awarded Lumwana Radiance 3 points and 3 goals. So now Lumwana Radiance are slowly closing in with 51 points from 27 games. And on Wednesday, actually, they have a game against Police College. So if they win, then they'll be on top of Muza. The Napsa Stars have 27 games. They have 47 points in third position, but they are playing Quattro Kalumbila on Wednesday. If they win, they go to 50 points. Changa Rangers in fourth position, 28 games and 46 points. Right, let's go abroad now. Let's go to England. In the English Premier League, on Friday it was Southampton Wanderers 2, Leeds United 3. Saturday it was Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 1. Sunday it was Leicester City 2, Brentford 1. Tottenham Hotspur 3, West Ham United 1. Then how they're standing on the table. Manchester City on top, 29 games, 70 points. But the difference with the second place Liverpool is only 1 point. So Liverpool have 29 games, 69 points. Third position Chelsea, 28 games, 59 points. Fourth Arsenal, 28 games and 54 points. So some teams did not play the league, the EPL league, but they were playing the FA Cup, which is at the quarterfinal stage. It has gone to the semi-finals now. So on Saturday it was Middlesbrough 0, Chelsea 2. Sunday it was Crystal Palace 4, Everton 0, Southampton 1, Manchester City 4, Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool 1. So it will be an interesting semi-final clashes, very interesting, because Manchester City will face Liverpool. Can you imagine? These two teams are chasing for the league title, but they are also meeting in the semi-finals. And then Crystal Palace will face Chelsea. So it will be an interesting one. Right, so time for me to introduce my guests now. And the first one is Zambia National Polocrosse Team captain Damien Harris. That's him, and that's how Polocrosse players work. He's just joining us. So Damien Harris has played for Zambia at the World Cup and many other major tournaments. In January 2019, National Sports Council of Zambia awarded him as the best sportsman of the year 2018. A warm welcome to Damien Harris. All right, we also have futsal player. He's a national team futsal player, Michelo Kaampwe. He has played at major tournaments like the Africa Cup of Nations, the Brazil Grand Prix, plus league football in Qatar, and also local football here. Big welcome to the two gentlemen. You are welcome. You can come and join me here.
Thank you, Modern.
Right. So I can't wait for the final segment, ball juggling and arm wrestling. Looking at the two of you, it looks like, okay, Michel looks a bit bigger. Maybe him.
Yeah, I should have brought my horse for that.
Okay. Right. So, gentlemen, I'm happy to welcome you here. Let me start by talking to you, Damien. Tell us about your early life.
Yeah, so I started playing Polocrosse, I think when I was 7. My dad was quite good. He actually won a World Series in 1997, I think. And that inspired me to take up the sport, and lucky I had a really good coach like my dad, who always pushed me, and he obviously had all the experience and the knowledge to pass on to me. So that's how I got going with the sport.
Wow, that's interesting. At the age of 7, what's the name of your dad and where were you born from?
Henry Harris. So we were born in Zimbabwe, and in 97 was when they won the World Series. He was actually awarded the player of the tournament.
Oh, okay.
So for a while he was considered probably the best player in the world. So that's where I grew up, and then obviously when the trouble started, we moved here.
All right.
Yeah.
But when he was playing for Zimbabwe or he was playing for Zambia?
No, he was playing for Zimbabwe, but then obviously I moved here, and then I grew up playing for Zambia.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. We hear from Michelo. Tell us about your early life, where you were born from and when.
Well, I was born in 1996 on the 5th of May in Kasama.
Oh, all right. So we're talking of, you are 26 now?
Yes, I am.
Ah, okay, interesting. All right, in Kasama, how was it growing up in Kasama?
No, I never grew up in Kasama. I came in Lusaka when I was 4. Yeah, then I just started developing interest for football while I was watching some teams from Europe. And back then, it was not that easy to watch football. Not most of the families had television sets that they would really watch. You would go to the neighbor's house, that's where you would watch from. So all that growing up, I liked football. Then at the age of 10, I joined Africa Sports Works.
So you also started very young?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Did you play for academies or something like that? Or
yes.
Maybe you started from school?
No, I played for an academy, which was Africa Sports Works. It's still there.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that 11-a-side football or?
We started with 11-a-side football. Then after the tournament in 2004, where we watched our senior team, and also we played the junior tournament, which was the German-Zambia Friendship Tournament. I was selected as the best defender of that tournament. Then our coach watched Chiparamba and BSA playing very good 11-a-side football. So he was forced to ask them what really was their secret for them to be playing the way they played. So he was told they play futsal. By then it was in the showgrounds. That's how we went and inquired about it. From there, we started training futsal at a very young age.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. But before you kicked any ball, I know personally, I started from a ball called the Chimpombwa.
Yes.
Which is maybe you get peppers or maybe rags, you wrap them, then you play.
Yes.
Did you start from there?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And in most cases, the pitch is made from the maize field, where they've cultivated from there. Then you go there and make a pitch. So you would go there, maybe around 10, you go back home. Yes, bare feet. You go back home around 18. Totally messed up. And then Dad never allowed me to play football. So every time I reach home, I would get water, go take a bath without him noticing anything, because my dad was always home at 17:30. So I would always make sure at 18:30 when I reach home, I take a bath without him noticing to say I've reached home.
Wow.
Yes.
But your mom supported you?
Mom supported me from the beginning.
Okay.
But my dad never allowed me. My father allowed me to play football when I think I was about to go to high school. Yes, and it was just me. It was more like a fight the moment he allowed me to be playing football.
Why do you think your dad didn't want you to play football?
Well, as well, you know, like in most cases, our parents back then always said men and women in sport are down at school. So
Really?
definitely you thought I would become that. So he never wanted me to play football.
Wow.
And in most cases, it's not everyone that makes it out of football. So he never saw that in me. Yes.
Okay. Let's hear from Damien. So for you, Damien, it's a different story. Yeah, because your father was already an athlete, so he allowed you to be in sport.
Yes, I was very fortunate to be in that position where he encouraged me, and I mean, I didn't have the challenges you did, but I mean, you overcame them, you know, so you've done well, and it probably made you push a bit harder.
Yeah.
You know, so you can be very proud of yourself. Well done.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so so tell us about the story when you came to Zambia now and how you continued your career.
Yeah, so obviously I put the work in, just carried on, got as many horses as I could with the situation, and then I was fortunate enough to travel and play in the junior levels for the country, and then eventually got to the open team where I then became the captain, and I think my first big tournament was the 2015 World Cup, where we actually managed to come second. So unfortunately we lost the final, but which still eats me a little bit today. But it was quite a privilege and an honor to represent Zambia in a World Cup final.
Was that at the World Cup? Those
that
pictures
was,
they're seeing?
Yeah, that's the 2019 World Cup in Australia.
Okay.
So there was a few pictures that might come up from the 2015 World Cup. That was the 2019 one where we lost in the semi-final to South Africa. So that one we came fourth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think you didn't perform very well as compared to the 2019 tournament?
So the horses in Australia have a very different style to the horses in Africa. So here we play a breed of horses called thoroughbreds. Generally you hear about them in the racing. They're very fast. Whereas in Australia they play a horse called a stock horse, where the stockmen use them to round up cattle and other livestock. So they're not very forward going. They're a lot more agile, but it's suited to the Australian and the New Zealand style of play, where we play a very fast game. We throw the ball a lot. They play quite a controlled game, and I think we struggled a little bit to adapt to the horses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Even as we talk about this, even as we see the pictures, tell us a little bit about Polocrosse and how it is played, so that people may understand you better.
Yeah. So the game starts with the umpire throwing the ball into the line out. So in Polocrosse it's quite unique where certain positions can only score the goals. So the number one is essentially your striker, but he's the only person allowed to score. And then the number 3 is your defender, who's the only person allowed to defend in a certain area. So everyone lines up the 1 against the 1, the 2 against the 2, and then the 3 against the 3. The umpire throws the ball in sort of above head height, and it's your job to try and get that ball. Once you've got the ball, obviously offloaded to the number 1, the striker, who's then able to score the goal.
So what do you need to play polocrosse?
Obviously, to start with, you need horses. That's the most difficult part of the sport. But you also need a lot of equipment because it is quite physical. So even if it's on horses, it's a very fast, intense game. So you need a lot of equipment. You need a helmet, you need knee pads, boots, elbow guards, because it is quite physical. Like you may have seen some of the pictures there. When the opposition has the ball, the way you get the ball back is to hit their stick.
Okay.
And you can hit as hard as you want.
So there you were being challenged.
Yeah, so that Australian guy there is trying to hit me, and sometimes you get wrapped up on the arm, on the body, on the face. So it can be quite physical.
Okay. Yeah. Is that a semi-final game?
No, that was a pool game against Australia.
Okay.
Yeah. So we lost that game, but we were already through to the quarterfinals by then.
Okay.
So we were saving the horses, because how it works is a World Cup, you can't take your horses from Zambia. So the host nation has to put up 8 even pools of horses, because only 8 teams qualify.
Okay.
And you draw out of a hat at the beginning of the tournament, and that's the pool of horses you get. And obviously, because it's quite physical, you've got to save your horses. So you've got to try and rotate them as much as possible, but some horses are better than others.
Okay.
So in that particular game there, we were saving our best horses as much as possible.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us about the qualification process to the World Cup. In football,
Yeah.
the senior men's team has been trying for the last 50-something years and has never qualified to the World Cup.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
So it goes on ranking. So the top 8 will qualify, and you've obviously got to beat that 8th spot. So Zambia in 2010 knocked out Canada and made their first World Cup in 2011, and they were ranked 8th. But then after that 2015 World Cup, we were ranked 2nd. So it was easy. We were in the World Cup. We didn't have to play anyone to challenge us.
Okay. So how was the experience at the World Cup?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's an amazing experience. Not many people get to play in a World Cup, so we definitely cherished the experience. We were there for, I think, about 3 weeks. It's very intense, a lot of emotions, there's a lot of pressure. Obviously, you want to perform, a lot of work goes into it, but at the same time, you know, it's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of different people. You're performing on a world-class field and in stadiums, essentially. So yeah, it was a great experience.
And that was the first time you were playing at the World Cup?
2015, yes.
2015, yes.
Yeah.
And and you went all the way up to the final.
Yes, yeah.
And you were the captain.
Correct, yeah.
Being the captain, how did it feel? You know, you were carrying the team on your shoulders.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of pressure being captain. You've got to deliver. You can't just think about your own game. You've actually got to think about, you know, obviously the team's performance. On field, you've got to try and recognize something going wrong early. Obviously, the coach is always talking to us, because the way the game works, we play in chukkers, so we get to rest. But there is that added pressure of you having to lead the team. So, but I mean, I cherished it. I thrived on it, so it made me play better.
All right.
Yeah.
And so, after 4 years, again you qualified to go to the World Cup.
Yeah. So the World Cup's been delayed. It was supposed to be in 2023, but because of the COVID issues and the logistics of organising the amount of horses and obviously all the countries from around the world, they've delayed it 1 year just to be safe. So 2024 was the next World Cup, and it's back in South Africa.
So you've been to the World Cup twice?
Yes.
Twice. So the first time it was a silver medal.
Yeah.
And then a bronze medal.
No, 4th place.
Oh, 4th place.
Yeah,
you
we
missed
lost out on the bronze. Yeah.
I'm sure it must have been devastating not to be in the medal bracket.
Definitely. I think even coming second, it's obviously an accomplishment, but it's very tough to go all the way to the end and not quite get the gold medal. But I mean, it was still a very good accomplishment for a very small country in terms of relative to Polocrosse.
All right. So with COVID, how has it been for you? Like after the World Cup, it's been quiet. What has been happening?
It's been tough because obviously 2020 there was no tournaments, so we didn't play anything. We practiced a little bit, but not much. And then last year we didn't have any internationals because it's quite a lot of work going into organising one. A lot of logistics to think about, a lot of money, a lot of sponsorship to find. So we've just been waiting for the world to sort of free up a little bit before we can get into it. But there are tours this year, and we're focusing on the juniors.
Okay.
So I'm maybe coaching the under 21 tour to South Africa, but we're waiting to hear on that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's hear from Michelo. So at first your interest was in football, but when you heard there was futsal which was introduced, then you went there. How were you welcomed there, and how did you adapt to it, the new style of play?
Well, for me personally, it was much more easier because I was still young. So adapting from 11-a-side football to futsal, it was just the rules that were a little bit different. So we had to adapt to the rules. Then all that, I had to play the junior league first before playing the senior league.
Okay.
So I played the junior league for about 2 to 3 seasons.
Okay.
Yes. Then I started playing the main league. The main league, yes.
Okay. Which one was the first club that you played for?
I was for the main league. I was playing with the academy that I was playing for, which was Africa Sportsworks.
Okay, before we go further, I saw that photo. Where was that? Like the previous one, if we can have the previous one, that one.
Okay, that one was the time I was in Qatar.
Oh, in Qatar?
Yes.
Okay, wow. How was your experience in Qatar?
Wow, it was a very good experience. Yeah, it was not that easy in the beginning because of the language, the culture, but I had to adapt to that.
Okay, so and there?
That was in Brazil. We were playing Guatemala.
Guatemala, and you won that game?
Yes.
And I remember you were quite instrumental because you can play in defense and you can also attack. I can see you attacking there.
Yes.
Is that Brazil?
Yes, that's Brazil.
Well, and you lost that game.
Heavily. Yeah.
How can you describe the experience playing Brazil?
Well, it was a very good experience. We learned a lot from them. Yeah. That time Brazil was the best, and it's still one of the best in the world in terms of futsal.
Okay.
So they taught us a lot.
They taught you a footballing lesson.
You can call it that, but also we also managed to punish some other teams that we played after them. Yes, like Guatemala in that case. And also after that we went to the Africa Cup in 2016.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you think you were lacking as a team? Because I think you played, I don't know how many games, but you only won, should be 2 or so.
Yeah.
What do you think you were lacking as a team?
Okay. First, it was
and that's the Africa Cup?
Yes, that was in 2016 against South Africa.
Okay.
And we lost that match 3-0.
Wow. And then that was a chance for Zambia to go and play the World Cup if you had finished if you had finished in top 3.
Yes, but we finished 4th, just a spot away.
Oh, that should have been very painful.
But that game against South Africa was the second game in the group. The first game we played Tunisia. We managed to beat them. Then we played against South Africa. They beat us 3-0. Then the last game we played against Mozambique. We drew 4-4. And
I remember that jersey.
Yes.
That's the jersey which Polo won a trophy from. They won the trophy with that jersey.
Yes, and that photo is from Mozambique. That was on the 5th of May, on my birthday. I was turning 16 that year, and I scored a brace. And
you scored a brace?
Yes.
And you were the youngest player, right?
Yes. Actually, at that point, I became the youngest player to score in the World Cup qualifier.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. I remember I can see Mauro Sana there on the left.
Yes, there's Adriano Masidi.
Adriano Masidi there with the bald head.
Yes.
And I can see number 12, that's Boniface Banda.
No.
Yes, that's the goalkeeper, Boniface Banda, number 12.
Yes, goalkeeper Boniface Banda. Second, number 14 is, wow, I've forgotten the name of the guy. And
Arnold Chala on the far right there.
Yes.
That's the team captain.
Yes.
Okay.
There's Kenneth Chulu there. There's Mwila Katongo, the young brother to Chris.
Ah,
Chris
okay.
Katongo, yes.
And where are you there?
I'm putting on shirt number 7.
Shirt number 7. Standing?
Yes. No, kneeling down.
Kneeling.
Yes, head
okay.
from left.
Okay. Now I can see you. Okay, great moments that you've had in futsal. So,
Yes.
I saw the coach there was Adriano Masili,
Yes.
the one who is, if you count from the right,
He's
1,
second.
2.
Yes.
Right. I remember that qualifier. You lost in Mozambique.
We won in Mozambique. We won.
I lost at home.
Yes, we lost at home. We won 3-1. Then we came here. We lost 3-1.
2-0.
3-1. Then we went
3.
to penalty shootout. We lost 5-4.
And that was a chance for you to go to the World Cup again.
Yes, it was.
I remember Adriano fuming after that loss.
Yes, and that was my first game for the national team in Mozambique.
Okay.
Yes, that was on my first co-op. Then we went to Mozambique where I scored a brace, and from there we played home. We lost 3-1. That's how we were eliminated from the qualification.
Okay.
Yes.
But what's your position usually? Do you play as a defender or as an attacker?
I'm universal.
Okay.
Yes, I play defensive and attack. Yes.
All right. Okay. So which coach identified you that, Michelo, I think you are very good and you can go far?
For the national team?
Yes.
Well, by that time the coaches were Adriano Masidi and Charles Alubono, the head coach for Green Buffaloes Women's Football Club.
Yes, and also the women under 20.
Yes. He was one of the coaches. So the two were the ones that were doing team selection together with, I think by that time the team manager was Daniel Jerry.
Okay, what award was that?
The best player of the season, that one was my third. That was in 2018.
2018.
Yes, during
wow.
the 2017-2018 season.
Wow, third one.
Yes.
That's incredible. And which team were you playing for, buddy?
I was playing for Lamasat Futsal Club.
And Lamasat was dominating, was one of the best
Yes,
best
by
clubs.
that time it was the best.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Which players can you remember that have passed through Lamasat and have been successful?
There is Enoch Shanchebo. There are a lot.
Okay.
Quite a lot, yes.
I know
Simon
Adrian Chama of
Adrian Chama played
Zesco.
for, yes, he played for
Also
CSJ.
played futsal, so you are playing together.
Yes,
right?
we were together at CSJ,
Okay.
where my first treble came from. Yeah, we won a treble for the first time
Okay.
with CSJ. Then 2 seasons later, I moved on to Lamasat, where I played for Lamasat for 8 seasons. Yes, now I'm playing with Moody Stars.
Oh, yeah, with Moody Stars now.
Yes.
Right. Wow. So from 2004 up to now, you've just been playing and consistent.
Yes.
Right. Let's put it in a nutshell. In terms of your success, what have you achieved in futsal? If you count all your medals and all your achievements together,
Wow.
can you remember?
Yes, I can remember some, and even some that I've lost. My achievements are winning the best player for 3 seasons.
3 seasons, yes.
Yes, I've won the league 5 times
With different teams?
with 3 different teams.
Wow.
In fact, it's 2. There's CSJ and Lamasat.
Okay.
So 4 came with Lamasat, 1 with CSJ.
Oh, okay.
Then I've also won the best, the biggest cup in futsal here in Zambia.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the club main final. It's more like the Champions League.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
here in Zambia. So we play for from the first spot to the 8th spot, the best clubs in the season. They play the knockouts. Then the final game is played.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me get back to Damien. In terms of successes as well, what have you achieved in Polocrosse?
Yeah, I think first of all, obviously reaching the final, the World Cup final, was one of my biggest achievements. And then winning the South African high goal tournament, which is probably the best tournament in the world. It's where you'll find the best quality polocrosse. So there's only 4 teams, and it's the best players around the world.
Okay.
So I've won that. Won
if
the
we can see one of your trophies, is it where you were holding a trophy?
Yeah, so that picture I think is the what they call the SA Champs.
Okay.
So that's one of the biggest tournaments that I've won.
Okay.
And that I actually won with my brother, so that was quite a special moment, winning that with my brother.
Was that individual or team?
That was team.
Okay,
Yeah.
Team Zambia.
No, it was Cape Unicorns, so I was playing for a club in Cape Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And then obviously winning the Zambian Sportsman of the Year was quite a big achievement for me. So those, I think, in Polocrosse have been my biggest achievements.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and now being a captain. So you've been a captain for how long now?
7 years.
Right.
Yeah.
According to you, what do you think the selectors saw in you that made you captain of the team?
I've never thought about that. Maybe they saw some leadership qualities in me. I think I like to lead from the front, set an example. So when it comes to being fit, getting ready for the game, I try and be the fittest if possible. Now that I'm getting older, the youngsters are beating me, so I can't keep up with them in the fitness, but I always try and put in maximum effort and lead from the front.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need a lot of fitness in Polocrosse, right?
Yeah, it's a different...
I was thinking maybe since it's the horse that does the running and all that.
It's a different type of fitness.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll be surprised. You still have to be quite fit.
Okay.
I don't think I have to be as fit as Mitch here, who runs around a five-a-side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now you deal with horses. One would ask, why did you opt for Polocrosse and not maybe equestrian, horse jumping, or maybe dressage or whatever?
Yeah. I prefer to play with the ball. There's a bit more, in jumping it's just the horse, and there's a lot of skill in horse jumping and equestrian and getting your horse in the right position to jump, etc. I don't find that too interesting. I prefer to play with the ball. So there's two aspects to it. You've got to obviously be able to control a horse very well. You've got to be a good horseman, as they call it, and you've got to be good. You have to have skills, hand-eye coordination. So I enjoyed having them combined. The challenge of having to match the two.
Right. Then there's also polo. What's the difference between polo and polocrosse?
So polo, you hit the ball on the floor, whereas polocrosse, I think, as you saw in the pictures there, you've got the net. So you pick it up and you throw and you pass to your players. Where polo, the ball's on the floor and you've got a long mallet and you hit the ball through goals and to your players. So I've been playing a little bit of that lately, just something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So for this, you don't need to be just used to your horse, because you use different horses when you travel, right?
Yes. So that's part of the skill that you need. You need to be able to play different horses. So obviously each horse is a different athlete, just like a person, and they have different strengths. So you may get on a horse that has a different strength to the one that you're used to. So part of the skill is being able to adapt and play to the horse's strength and not necessarily to what you want to play all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Michelo, I know Zambia has been to the Africa Cup twice, right?
Yes.
I think the first one should be 2008.
Yes.
And by then you were young.
I was still young.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about the 2016 Africa Cup that you managed to play in. How was the experience there, and why do you think Zambia failed to win the trophy?
Well, first of all, the preparation was really good. We prepared like we really wanted to win it, and we were going there to win it. We were considered as one of the underdogs, but what we said to ourselves was we were there to play a tournament from the beginning to the end, not just participate and be eliminated from the group stage. So we said, guys, we're here. From the starting date to the final date, we have to be here. When starting off from our homes, we said, we're going to play a tournament. We're going there to win it. Not to participate and then come back after a week. No. We went there to play the tournament so that we make a name for Zambia, not for ourselves. We went there for Zambia. We were representing each and every Zambian. So we had to do everything we could, and the preparation paid off. Yeah, so it wasn't that easy because we played some giants in futsal. I could call Tunisia one of them, which we managed to beat in the first game. We played South Africa, who beat us. Mozambique is a giant here in Southern Africa. We managed to draw with them, and we were down, in that match we were down 4-2 with 7 minutes to go. And being the last group in the last game in the group, 2 games were played at the same time. South Africa was facing Tunisia, Zambia was facing Mozambique. If South Africa manages to draw, they go through. If Tunisia beats South Africa with more goals, more than 5 goals, they go through. And Tunisia beat South Africa 7-1, I think. And we were down 4-2 with 7 minutes to go. But we knew the results before our game ended because there was power cut at our pitch. So like the game was delayed in the second half with about 10 to 15 minutes, which gave us enough time to hear the results from the other side. Yes. So the moment we had to say Tunisia had beaten South Africa 7-1, we need to say if we don't draw, we are gone. So we had to force a draw. And we managed to score 2 goals in, I think, the last 3 to 4 minutes. Because futsal is played with, it's actually real time, where once the ball goes out, time stops. After the kick in, it starts moving again. A foul, time stops. You take the foul, the game continues. So 5 minutes in futsal when you're playing real time, that's a lot of time. You can be 2-0 down and win the game 5-2. Yes. Okay.
So you drew that game went to the penalties?
No.
Oh, that one didn't go for penalties.
It was a group, the last game in the group. So after the draw, we were second in the group. 3 points behind Mozambique, who were first in the group. So we were paired against Egypt, who were possibly the first team in the other group, because there were just 2 groups. There were 8 teams, so it was Group A and Group B. We were in Group A alongside the hosts, South Africa, Tunisia, and Mozambique. Then Group B had Libya, Angola, Egypt, and Morocco. Yes, so we played Egypt. In the first half, we were down, if not 4-0, it was 4-1. And everyone at the stadium was like, this game is done and dusted. Second half will be much more easier for Egypt. But to their surprise, we came back and we lost that match 5-4.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Then we played 3rd and 4th against Mozambique, who lost to eventual winners Morocco. Then we were down again, I think it was 4-0 or 4-1 again in the first half. We came back, the game finished 5-5. So we lost the 3rd and 4th on post-match penalties. It was 3-2. I was one of the players that missed the penalties. Yeah, that was the unfortunate
What happened?
part.
You played well during open play, but you missed a penalty.
Even scored 2 goals. So like, it's just that stage when it reaches the penalties. On a given day, you can win. On a different day, you lose. That's the way it is with penalties.
So, and you felt the team?
Not just the team, the country at large. I represented each and every Zambian. So I was the one. I was Zambia. Whoever was watching that game, they didn't call me by my name. They said Zambia. So I felt everyone.
Well, do you think maybe as Team Zambia you lack character? Because in 2012, it was the same. You lost on penalties. Again, in 2016, again you lost on penalties. For you to fail to reach, for you to fail to go to the World Cup.
No, it was just the experience that we lacked.
Okay.
Yes, because there were some chances that we had on the game. I think during the game, in the second half, that's when we become more dangerous. The first half, we were always down. We were always chasing the game from the first half. In the second half, we put in more effort, work extra hard, we get the goals, but unfortunately, we're just getting maybe 3 goals. They've already scored 4. So it's not that easy. It means we have character for us to come back into the game.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me get back to Damien. Damien, how lucrative is Polocrosse?
It's not professional. So, yeah, it's quite difficult because it's not a cheap sport, but we can't get paid for it. So we've gone to the point where our expenses are covered, because we do attract a crowd. You know, it is quite entertaining to watch. It's quite a fast, intense game. So we're starting to get some good sponsors in, but it just pays for the tours.
Okay.
So yeah, unfortunately, we can't go professional yet.
Okay. What would be your word to someone watching out there and they would want to join Polocrosse, but they don't have a horse and they don't know where to start from? What would be your advice?
I think if they could find us on Facebook, we've got clubs, you know, pages on Facebook, and get in contact with the admin person, and just say that you're interested, you're looking to start, because just to try and drive interest in the country, we've got some people with horses who will just lend them out for the first couple of times, see if the person likes the sport. We've got equipment that we can lend out. We work a lot with the police as well, the police mounted division, because they've already got horses. So we donate a lot of equipment there to try and we even did a couple of coaching lessons with their children, try and get them interested in the sport. So yeah, contact someone on Facebook on the clubs, Leopards Hill Polocrosse Club or Lasok South Polocrosse Club. We've also got a club in Choma, Livingston.
Okay.
So if they type in those names on Facebook, contact the admin person, and then we can go from there.
Great.
Yeah.
For how long do you wish to play Polocrosse? Now how old are you now?
I'm 31.
You're 31?
Yes.
For how long do you wish to play Polocrosse?
I'll probably play forever until I can't. But taking it seriously and playing for the national team, you know, maybe another couple of years, and then I'll probably be too old. Someone will be taking my spot.
Okay, and I know you are a family man. I remember during the awards for National Sports Council of Zambia, you said no, you were thanking your wife. I'm sure she gives you a lot of support.
Yes, yeah, you've got to have a lot of support from your family. You know, it doesn't make it easy if they're against it, because it's a lot of time in the gym, a lot of time training. So you got to have your close people around you supporting you.
Okay.
It makes it a lot easier.
All right.
Yeah.
Michelo, I've seen your colleagues who've gone to play football. I know Adrian Chama is playing football with Zesco United. There's Jubel Sakala is with Police College.
Yes,
I've seen quite a number of them. Colin Sikombe.
Yes.
Do you wish to play 11 aside, or you want to die with futsal?
Well, I would still be playing futsal if I went to play 11 aside, because when I'm playing futsal, I'm much more fitter. So I'll play futsal and play 11 aside. That's if the coaches from the Zambian league are allowing to do that, because in most cases, one thing is the 11 aside coaches think futsal cannot go with 11 aside. What they don't know is when someone is more fit playing futsal, it's much more easier to play 11 aside.
Okay.
There's more spaces on the pitch in futsal.
Okay.
So when you have a small space in 11 aside, you see it as a very big space, because you're used to that.
Okay.
Yes.
How long do you want to go? What's the biggest thing you want to achieve in futsal?
The biggest thing, qualify to the World Cup, because I've achieved one, which is being the first Zambian futsal player to play professional.
In Qatar?
Yes. So now I want to play the World Cup. Not just playing it, but challenging for the best possible sport.
Great.
Yeah. Yes.
Why did you leave Qatar, just out of curiosity?
Okay, so I left Qatar after a season because they cancelled professional futsal.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. All right, so for Damien, he's already been at the World Cup. What's the biggest thing you want to achieve in Polocrosse?
Obviously to win the World Cup was my biggest ambition, which, you know, we might have one more chance at in 2024 if I'm still playing then. Hopefully I'll still be in the team. That would be my biggest ambition, is to win a World Cup. I think I've achieved pretty much everything else that I've wanted to. It's just the World Cup for Zambia.
All right. Okay, so for now we take a musical break, and it's a song done by Kabova Oz and Ben Blazer titled Bola. Then after that we'll do challenges, ball juggling and arm wrestling for Michelo Kaampwe and Damien Harris. Okay, so time for ball juggling now and arm wrestling. So we'll start with ball juggling and Damien will be first. I'm told he's played five-a-side before.
Very, very amateur level. So
Okay, so
I don't know
let's
how
see.
well this is gonna go.
Okay, so time starts now. You don't drop the ball. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
There you go. I'll let
That's
the
it.
professional go now.
Okay, let's see, Michelo. Time starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you've won.
There we go.
You've won ball juggling. So, Damien, you have to utilize your muscles to win arm wrestling. So, you have to be here. You have to rest your elbows there.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, like that. Then, Michelo, you can touch it so that you support it. Okay. So, time starts now. When I say one, no, wait. When I say 1, 2, 3, go, that's when you go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go! Is it a Polocrosse player, Damien Harris, or is it a futsal player, Michelo Kaampwe? Who is the fittest here? It looks like it's a strong tussle here between these two. Who goes to the gym? Damien, is he going to win it? Or maybe Michelo will get a double here. It looks like both are strong here. It's quite, wow, Michelo has won. Congrats, Michelo, you are the winner for today. So it looks like he's the fittest anyway. For Damien, he's used to, horses and the like.
Yeah, I'll bring my horse next time.
Certainly. So this is the program for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Until next week, but remember, send those messages. Who is that player we showed you earlier on? Then next week, I'll announce who the winner is. Thank you very much for watching. On behalf of my guest, Michelo Kaampwe, futsal player, and also Damien Harris, Polocrosse player. My name is Morten Sinkala. See you next week. Goodbye.